confident Kezu is what we hear from the coaching staff. My goodness gracious, Trent. We're in game number 1, another game number 1, a best of 1 in an elimination match. How are you feeling about it? Are you confident with Quincy Crew's draft?
Yeah, I think it is very similar to some matches we had earlier, and I love the way that Aiden has framed this game there. Thank you, Insania, because it really feels like you gotta make sure that you're not just being worked around this map here. And so Quincy Crew trying to find some map control near the end of that draft, particularly with the Spectre and the Nature's Prophet. So if they can get off to a good start, they have the heroes that will have that global punish in there. But if Aster start well, it just feels like their heroes are much easier to sort of like push this game forward in their direction into a snowballing victory. Very similar to the Luna that we just saw for Fnatic.
I know, I was just thinking about that. Like, Luna didn't get a ton of play through the group stages and now picked in both of these best of 1 elimination matchups. Maybe something to think about there for other teams going forward. But regardless, we'll have to see how it performs as Aster versus Quincy Crew. A lot on the line, and also 2 teams that really struggled throughout the beginning of the group stage and recently started to make a comeback. Both teams are coming in with some pretty good momentum in this.
As we take our spots around the runes. See if we'll get an actual brouhaha or just some fists being shook across the river by the looks of it here. And we once again have a Nature's Prophet. You know, another hero popping off here in the best ones. Now this time it's going to be the core Nature's Prophet, so a little bit more difficult to match that same macro map movement that you can see from Jabs on the support, simply because, you know, the core Nature's Prophet, he wants to make more use of his trance other than just blocking off the enemy camps.
Yeah, you need to do a little bit more around the map, for sure. And getting that level 6, making an earlier rotation, definitely something to watch for. You can already see some of those voice lines coming out. Teams feeling themselves and wanting to get off to a hot start here. We'll have to see. I will say I saw MSS the other day in the sort of canteen area getting ready for breakfast, and he was super duper pumped. It felt like the entire team had a bit of a revitalization. You have to imagine for Aster as well, finally being able to get out of their rooms and play on this main stage. They're going to be feeling really well prepped and ready for this game also.
Yeah, you know, Quincy Crew, they were kind of already at the rope of just like, oh, we might be done today at the group stage. And perhaps with Aster not having faced that, and maybe Quincy Crew a little bit more relaxed coming into this, but we're also now moving on to the stage, and that has its whole new set of challenges with it.
So saw a courier snipe right there that just happened a moment ago. The pull back as Leslau trying to put the pressure onto that Disruptor. Disruptor, an annoying hero sometimes to be played, running out there and throwing the Thunder Strikes on people. But also, once this initial pressure has been landed,
that's
can
the
be a
play,
little bit weak.
That's nice. I hate that. I love playing Disruptor. It can be really frustrating sometimes when the opponent tries to pressure you, like you can see with the trance, because a lot of them can't do anything about trance. Like, you have no tool, not, you know, the Enchantress last game, take a trance. That's all good. So instead, they're just focusing down MSS and trying to burn through his regen, and that's really all you can do in this setup.
They did a good job of it right there as he stepped just a bit too far forward. No boots right now on that Rubik, instead opting for a little bit more regen in that laning stage, and so just a Fairy Fire in case the trades come out. As far as the mid lane is concerned, White Album versus Quinn. So often I feel like both of these teams kind of rely upon their mid laner getting off to a hot start and then play the game from that position going forward.
Yeah, of course, in North America, Quinn is well known for his ability to seemingly force the rune to spawn wherever he is. And throughout this group stage, it felt like that wasn't really occurring. So I don't know if he's going to have some main stage magic here or something, but those runes, trying to enable yourself, a Storm Spirit players always hunt for those, right? Your team's going to ward for the rune, because that's how you get your first couple big ganks off.
As we'll see a stun get thrown out there onto Borax. XXS on this Legion Commander. Another one of those heroes that has started to pop up a little bit more often with both the flex potential and, of course, XXS very accomplished on that one as well. This down bottom does look like there was a TP in, actually, so don't know if this is going to be scouted. The Borax movement.
This is a really nice play because the wave's pushing it up top, so he doesn't need any help up there. And of course, yeah,
sneaky,
that's a good go.
Moving in onto Leslau, able to find him, trying to TP out, and able to get away. Not too bad there by Leslau.
Well, the tree won't be feeding here today. Nicely done, Leslau. Good counting of the stuns to ensure he'd be escaping. And, of course, with the Nature's Prophet, he can come right back in. A lot of heroes, that's a lot of punishment to TP out of the lane like that. Maybe just stay and try and go for it again, but Nature's Prophet always going to have that avenue to come right back on in.
And in the meantime, as you said,
mid lane, White Album. Oh, all right, good.
Careful, careful. as Quinn thought about going in more. Borax in the area reveals himself there, and now they're able to get in for that deny. So Borax making a lot of movements around to try and help out these other lanes.
Yeah, could ensure the bottle is filled here as well for White Album, I'm sure.
And the fact that Legion is not being punished for this at all right now.
We're all coming mid, by the way.
Wait a minute. LOA. He's like, all right, I'll come help too. Don't worry.
Oh, he's got top. MSS has got bottom. Oh, but he doesn't got it. Borax stole it right under his nose. But in the end, it's not for his mid, right? He didn't take the bottle or anything.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a benefit at the very least right there for Quincy crew. And you can see Quinn picking up that other water rune on the other side. Man, a very mobile early start to this game with Nature's Prophet and then Weaver just zipping around all over the place. I'm curious if they're actually going to be able to hit a first blood, because with all the movement, there hasn't been a kill yet. Yeah, or like maybe even punish XXS, because he's just been up here alone in this lane. He's absolutely killing it on the last hits right now, and I just see LOA like running through his creep wave at the moment, so it's tough. He's now just heading on back to the small camp because he can't seem to contribute quite enough there. Of course, you have a Dispel on the Legion, so you can't really like stack up a bunch of the Ignite, so just trying to bring that lane even further towards the tower for Yawer. And it's very interesting too, right? You think about the history of what Quincy Crew's team has been like, and it's very much a win the lanes and then struggle situation. Right now, they're the ones that are behind. Aster doing a great job, mainly off the back of that Borax movement, as White Album pressure is going to come onto Quinn, able to catch him with the taunt. Good amount of damage out here. They won't be able to do anything else. Such a tease, you know? It's getting there, but we've got the wand available and the sticks, so. Does have to walk home, though. Well, that's going to open up opportunity for Quinn here for the level 6 to be done before White Album. Down low bottom and less loud. Easy for him as he was able to find that kill. Some momentum heading over to the side of Quincy Crew there, as mentioned, Quinn now at that level 6, so would love to get the 6-minute rune here and try and be prepped for a kill. Can imagine there'll be some focus on that from Aster. See if they can actually help White Album get it this time, as well as get his level 6. Looks like Quincy's abandoning the mid lane for now to go farm some neutral, so that will be there for White Album at the very least. Quinn, can he get this one? We'll see if he gets lucky on the spawn. It's going to be up top where White Album gets an invis. TI Quinn, he doesn't have the rune spawns. I don't know what it is. It's an NA server thing or something. In the meantime, I haven't talked a whole heck of a lot about Yawer up here top, and while XXS has had a completely free time of it, Spectre also getting really good farm on this top lane. And again, not all that much action earlier. They're going to try and do another punish here onto Leslau. They will have Glimpse available for Lenham. This is more like the best one we were kind of talking about before our first match with Fnatic and Undying. You know, you expect this hesitancy, this more, you know, staying on your own side of the map sort of deal, but a no rush 10 minutes, if you will. Yes, exactly. Of course, at any moment though, that can start popping off like down bottom. There, Leslau, got to be careful. Chase down, and with the right clicks coming through, they're going to find that kill on the offlaner. We're just simply outnumbering each other to go for kills, and our mid laners trade damage back and forth the whole time. Support's just bumping into each other. And we're just 1-1 at 7 minutes. Easy peasy. Glenn accepts some more of those items, and are they going to try and make any pressure happen? It's interesting, right? Because normally what I feel like we're seeing is the Nature's Prophets TPing to other lanes, but he's actually getting rotations coming to him instead. Oh my god, that is an early armlet on XXS. Straight armlet, no boots. I mean, when you're farming this well and you're just sitting in the wave, what else do you need, you know? They keep nerfing Helm and all up to their options, and you're just like, yeah, okay, I'll just go armlet. You know, we're back to this. And obviously, Legion Commander is just a fantastic hero from the item in the first place, so really suiting any offlaner that can go for it at the moment. Has LOA caught in the woods. Not going to make any type of move, though, towards them. And it is instead White Album farming up this hard camp here. When you're vortexing the neutrals, you know, it's just a slow one. Exactly. Borax goes on in for the rune, and it's illusion. He can't get one. No. Quinn stuck up top there. Quinn no runes Callahan.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And of course, without the runes, the kill potentials are very limited. So it's farm up central Where do we see that first movement? I mean, I guess that's one of the things is like, if there's not an overextension, it's really hard to find any type of action.
Yeah, it's, maybe it's a good thing in the end that they're not diving too deep. This Legion Commander, if you want a TP for a kill, good TP.
That's a lot of mana used too.
But, let's say you try and dive this Storm or dive this Luna. XXS is going to show up. It might be slow, but he hits pretty hard. Well, that was a fast hit.
Nicely played by Leslav. Come in with that ulti at the last second. Combos for the push. And now, time to try and take that top, or rather bottom tier 1 tower. You can see immediately, Aster.
You weren't wrong. It's
making the same
as well.
So, will back out, has the Falcon Blade done, queuing up that Aghanim Scepter, and Monet wanting to stick around bottom. This is interesting. The fact that he's allowed to do this. I mean, Quincy crew, are they going to commit to try and make any moves? With the ward down there, Aster feel confident keeping their position 1 in the lane.
I imagine they'd love to make some sort of move right now just because, Yawar has the Haunt right now. He has the Falcon Blade. He's going to be working towards that Eggs for a long time, so you wouldn't mind hopping in for a kill at some time.
They scout the Luna, though, nighttime, so has that extra vision, and we'll see Quinn making the move. So that puts the signal on that time to back out for Monet, and will go to farming in the jungle. This is the nice part about having the Luna at this stage in the game. Sort of times up your nighttime vision with making sure no ganks come through.
I feel like Death had so many good opportunities last game on the Legion Commander with the press of the attack, and XSS has been given another pretty nice game for it here, particularly versus that Nature's Prophet, because he's rushing that Orchid once more.
And the Rune is up top instead, but the pullback is there. Trying to find a kill. Whiteout pulled in, and the Haunt is enough for the finish. Quincy crew making some moves, and now
keeps going.
Looking in the jungle for Monet. Y'all were playing very aggressively.
Just a zone out. I want this farm.
That is a bold move right there. And the glimpse pulls back stolen, and MSS able to run down Lana. Both denied that one as well, the regen rune. That would have been huge if they could have gotten that one earlier.
Yeah, knocking me there for the Storm Spirit at the very least for Aster, so also hard to turn around some pressure like this from the Quincy crew. Borax here, just kind of shakuchiing through.
Ooh, people moving in. Yeah, and that long TP, there's no chance that White Album can anything else done. So the Catapult going to do some damage to the tier 1 tower, but then called off afterwards. And Monet still staying on that bottom side of the map.
Yeah, not able to get the rotation in towards the Ancients quite yet either, of course, which Luna's love to do. Now, mind you, XSS does have that armlet, as he mentioned, so he's quite capable of farming up whatever he wants on the map right now. And LOA just playing bodyguard right now to Yawar's. He wants to kind of try and play down in that same part of the map that Monet is going for as well. So they're going to bring over White Album. And they decided not to. Okay, back to the mid.
What's so interesting about this, too, is normally with Aster, you'd be able to have like a big bank of Ancients queued up as LOA is going to get turned around upon. Although Quinn is here, too. Wait a minute. Are they trying to go all the way in for this? They find Monet, good amount of damage. Static Sword down. Do they have enough to kill him off? Stolen Static Storm. Oh, they got their mojo back, and he secures a kill for them. And now the jump from White Album lifted again. MSS backs away, and so too does Quinn. But he's going to be glimpsed in afterwards with the Simulate already used. In trouble, Quinn ends up falling. No duel for XXS.
He actually just got the blink in there too, so incredibly quick timing here. XXS, the most farmed hero in the game, would have loved to get some free damage there, but that also just means now they probably still have a chance for a blink reveal. I'm not even sure if Quincy crew noticed that, and they could smoke right up and go for that now. I believe also I saw smoke get popped accidentally from Quincy crew too, which that's not a resource you want to waste right now when you have an Orchid being rushed on your Nature's Prophet. You want to try and get into these deep positions on your support duo and allow that TP in to happen.
Right. Well, and one thing at least that's to the benefit right now of Quincy crew is if you look over on Radiant Ancients, these have been blocked out for a really long time. That Sentry Ward, they weren't able to get the D ward on it, and I think that Aster maybe thought that there were treants that were blocking it or something else, but that's huge economic damage. Yeah,
there's a couple of very frustrating blocking spots you can do at the back, so, and we'll have to go for the second Sentry. Monet finds it now, so the Ancients will be back to opened up at 13 minutes. Meanwhile, this smoke, half duration already gone for XSS, and not finding a hero to jump. Oh, mind you, Quinn, though, will be a juicy target, and I don't see a good save here.
Oh, he knew. He knew. Very aware. As they do have the Nature's Prophet Orchid done. So Leslau waiting for an opening. Where will it present itself?
And look who's there to help set it up. It's MSS already having the Shikuchi level 4 stolen. This is why you pick the Rubik into the Weaver. It's one of the reasons why Rubik is making a little bit of a comeback right now, because it's such an amazing spell to steal. And XSS will not find an opportunity to jump on him as MSS is already back to the mid lane.
This part that's a little bit tough is, of course, only having that 1 point right now in telekinesis makes it a little bit more difficult to get the lift into Orchid from the Nature's Prophet, but let's see how it goes.
This game is tense.
It really is.
Like, we're staying on our side of the river, like no one wants to go the other way.
Oh, and look at this. I'm going to do a good job of killing off that Tramp before it can get in there to block at the 14-minute mark. So very nicely done by Aster, and now smoking a break. This will turn into a very quick pick.
I think his foot was touching the water. I think they're keeping their territorial waters sovereign right now on Quincy crew, and of course very important to not allow your opponent to block out those camps, as you point out, because we're in a bit of a stalemate. And if you're just farming your side of the map and you have one less ancient camp, well, mathematically that's not good.
That's mathematics right there.
That's very as far as our math skills can go.
That's true. NA Classic. That's Borax and XXS going to run through the river together, smoked, hoping to find something. Again, the Treants, they're off to do their job, locking out those Ancients. But will Leslau get caught? Walk forward, Borax jumps in, and he'd be able to save this one. Can he do it? I'm not so sure. Sakuchi through, Leslau lives. There's the Orchid, and now MSS trying to chase. Nowhere's there. Pull back maybe to them. Anything to slow XXS. Will be able to get out of that one. Not bad at all. And at that, a 3,000 gold lead is starting to open up for Aster.
And MSS missing it on the Shikuchi does now have the press the attack, so what you could actually see here is then baiting out Quinn. This is what you tend to do is Rubik, right? You take your spell and you hope that you have to rethink about like what your hero is. And Legion Commander players, of course, they love to try and bait out another core, right? Make him dangle him out there a little bit, as some of our friends would say. So I imagine that's what MSS will be looking to do with Quinn. Just don't miss the save.
Absolutely.
A little tip out there for you support players. They tend to not want to go for another dangle when you let them die the first time.
You're not wrong. As Borax there.
Great scouting.
Yeah, can they get the catch? The taunt walks in afterwards. And there's the attack. Nicely played. That Orchid reveal not getting what White Album hoped. As MSS being the playmaker in this one. The panel talked about the fact that they felt like they wanted him on a stronger hero. We saw a lot of trees.
No more trees. No more MSS trees.
Rubik's the way to go.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, though, you can see Monet, top of the net worth. This Luna has been pretty much free to do whatever the heck she wants this entire game.
And will we, of course, find a similar situation to our last match? Now, mind you, last game, like by now, with the Luna, you already saw so many group up plays, and they were just moving together as one, storming that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Aster not able to find that, partially because of the great map movements here from Quincy crew and just pushing out those lanes, but also just like the slightly greedier stance that Aster are taking. They're not trying to force it that hard. I do continue to worry about some of these gank possibilities for Aster.
Easy pick off there. LOA just catching the gank.
Yeah, and that is okay as a support, to tank some of the ganks like that and try and slow down the smokes and the aggression as they try and hunt for your Spectre. But if they can transition this into an actual tower, that's where it becomes a problem.
800 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter for the Spec, which has so often been that big team fight winning and also sort of tempo increasing hero.
Absolutely ridiculous, and we have a combo here. We had the Storm and the Spectre earlier today together. Now we have the Storm and the Nature's Prophet. The Spectre and the Nature's Prophet. So what happens is, of course, you haunt, you get the full vision, you can cast the ulti from the Nature's Prophet, you're going to try and find who I want to TP in on, and much like Storm Spirit benefits from that vision for initiation, Void Spirit feels the same way. You want that hero hiding in the trees for you to target first.
Trees walking forward to get some vision, giving away some gold as well while it happens, and underneath the ward, Leslau going to be found. Orchid on Orchid action. The walk away. Now Quinn jumps in.
Good press the attack.
Comes a second afterwards. And White Album going to live through that one. Dude, this is on a knife's edge right here.
These fights are so interesting because we have so many great tools, and we have to be like keeping an eye on what's available in this deck of cards and in the stack and what's happening. We're throwing out Orchid cards. We're counting them with press the attack. Rubik's looking to go for the steal.
Jump in.
Legion's looking for duels.
Can he get his kill? Yes, he will. But now White Album down low. The stun is there. Static Storm Dual Scepter afterward keeps Quinn alive. So a trade of 1-for-1. You'll take that every day of the week for Quincy Crew.
Yeah, LOA coming through with the stun and then the Orchid as well to actually bring down that Storm Spirit. So finding their way through the coverage of XXS. Not able to save him with a press the attack this time. And a big loss here from Aster from what looked like a great pickoff.
It was absolutely perfect from what it was looking like, and then everything fell apart, as it sometimes does. So 18 minutes and still very little separating these two teams.
And there it is.
Big question, the Shadow Step.
I believe we had the fastest eggs just this morning in terms of like TI main event. Of course, a relatively new build, so we're popping up, but I mean, that thing was like 15 something. You know, this is relatively on the later end, but getting there eventually, and now they're going to find some kills to tune up the net worth. And those are the kills Quincy are looking for. That's what Aster wants.
That was perfect.
40 dual damage now for XSS.
Wait a minute, though. He's got to be careful here. The jump in from Storm afterwards doesn't find a target. Quinn backed away, but they're going to get another kill, this time onto LOA. And just like that, Aster find the kill. Going to go into Rochedown with the BKB online from Monet. This is that timing you were talking about.
This is a very different temperament than last game. Last game, they forced a lot of issues early. Instead, Aster been much more patient. They know they have excellent initiation. They can kind of wait for you to sort of approach them a little bit more, and then they're going to go for that really quick punish. Maybe they haven't gotten any tier 2 towers yet off of these kills, but going in for the Roche is really going to help that.
This is exactly what they're hoping to do on Aster. This game is looking a little bit dicey there in the middle part, but now looking pretty strong. And the next couple of minutes, we'll see how Aster decide to play. Denying the mid tower by Lenham. And what does Quincy do? They're grouped together like they want to fight, but it's
interesting choice here as well from Aster, right? We often talk about Storm Spirit with the Aegis being this like amazing hero. It can really enable your mid game by taking this, but instead this kind of goes back to, again, putting the Luna in the front, right? They're really going to be gunning for this tier 2 towers by putting the Luna straight up there with the Aegis. And how do you play that fight as Quincy Crew?
I mean, you basically have to go for the backlines, which is not an easy proposition at all.
No, when you have a BKB Luna and she's so fast that you try and go to the back line, she's going to get there. She's going to BKB, she's going to run at those heroes that you're trying to jump on, and you might find yourselves dead.
And we've talked about how much Borax has been able to do in this game on the Weaver. Getting towards that Aghanim Scepter now, things looking very, very dangerous.
I've definitely done him a disservice this game, considering he's only 1-1-3. I feel like whenever I look at him, he's shikuching somewhere on the map and just getting information, right?
Yeah,
it's not providing like necessarily like a ton of kills in the moment and everything, but he's delaying moves from Quincy Crew. He's, I mean, they have amazing wards down as well from the side of Aster that he's helping like give Lonham the idea of like where to go to place those. And then you always got the bugs, max level now, and very scary combo with the medallion.
Look at that Radiant scan. They know they're right on top of them.
And this is a smoke without Haunt for 35 seconds. So yes, you're gonna have the egg, so you can be a little bit more aggressive. But obviously Haunt, you know, gives you that real power force here. And when you're fighting into Aegis, they're not looking for all 5 heroes without Haunt. That's for sure.
Ooh, this could be an interesting pickoff, but you can see White Album. It feels like he knows what's coming.
I mean, again, those deep wards, right? Like, they just have so much information about what they're up to on the side of Quincy Crew.
So White Album will show in the mid, and as that happens, the rest of Aster starts to rotate towards the Storm Spirit. Playing safe as can be. At the same time, you're seeing Quincy Crew not really lose out on that much on the map, it feels like. The lead is not expanding hugely, but maybe with this fight it could be a move.
They're going to try again, right? You know, we stalled it a wee bit, but they're going to force the fight into that top lane. Still 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis for Monet. That's going to farm him towards the Scotty, and then they're looking for White Album to get that BKB. A death on White Album would definitely be a problem. XSS is going to have to make those big saving plays, but with the Blink and the BKB, expecting him to be there.
Less Loud's there. Jump forward duel, couldn't get the BKB off. Static Storm, everything dropped. And with no buyback, there's no chance for Left Loud to get back into this fight, but they're going to take it nonetheless. Shadow step in, yeah, we're on top of one. Quinn backs away, Borax still there, and LOA thinking about walking in on this, as Aster have used a lot of resources.
Yeah, impressive bit of a trade though, considering that jump. Yeah. You know, you'll kind of take that when it's an Aegis on the side of Aster. They're also somewhat okay with the situation as they've now garnered themselves an outpost, and they're also eyeing up Quinn here, but he's got a haste turn on Yule, so he'll be all right, barring some bad misstep when this duel comes back.
The other thing I really like about that play by Aster is that they only used the 1 BKB on Legion, right? Like that is super useful. The ability to find these pickoffs, has 60 dual damage now on XXS, and not really committing that many resources. So 23 minutes in, 9-9, still very close game, but you can feel Aster starting to take a little bit more of a lead.
Yeah, and Quincy crew don't have much choice other than to just wait out this Aegis before they want to go for that Haunt fight. They still have some very terrifying tools. Their next big jump up, probably not until Quinn is able to go towards something closer to like the Aghanims. For now, he feels like he might just need a Kyra, so he's not going to have a massive jump up in power anytime soon.
Oh, and Monet jumped on. The rest of the team is there. Press the attack. Down to about half HP. The glimpse back afterwards. Quinn has to be careful. Jumping, wants to find it. They get there with the duel right away. Haunt comes out. Quinn down low. Quinn is dead. Monet also in some trouble.
Static Storm here for coverage, too.
What else do they have after the fact?
They should not fight this.
So that is going to be Aegis down. And Quinn gave up his life for that one. Has buyback.
Oh, and I love this too, just rushing right for the tower. Now, mind you, bottom lane, Leslau finding a trade. Didn't like the look of that fight, so they have taken the tier 2 in the bottom lane. That is at least something for them, but Aster, again, I'm sure very happy that Aegis was running low anyway, and now they'll just come back down to the bottom and recapture that outpost here.
This is the thing. You can see Quincy crew, it's just little pecks away at their net worth over and over again, and Aster starting to build up this lead. Oh, they're going to shadow step into this. Do they go for any extra fight? This is without Quinn.
Yeah, the Glimmer Cape there too. So many defensive tools from Monet, just shoving them in the front line and daring Quincy crew to engage fully.
I mean, this is looking maybe a little desperation-y. If they try and go into this direction, they do have glimpse stolen from the Rubik, but now the turnaround and finding LOA, he's going to get caught, and he's going to get dueled and killed. And Quincy crew, not really sure why they were chasing there.
It was a long chase with little payoff, but again, it's the wards killing them. They saw Leslau just go up top. There's a ward in their jungle, spotting that he couldn't actually come through because he TP'd in up there, and his TP was, obviously he's not going to be able to like use the TP scroll to get down to that fight too, so easily able to jump onto to LOA without much fear.
I mean, Trent, I'm going to be honest, like, as we, oh, wait a minute, Monet, press the attack, looking for more Quinn, Yule Scepter, Static Storm down, in trouble, and Quinn caught again, ends up falling, XXS. Doing so much damage. I was going to say that you look at Monet, he is so incredibly strong right now, but really XXS is the one that's winning these fights, whether it's the press the attack or 100 duel damage at 25 minutes. I mean, this is scary.
It's the whole team. And now it's going to be Borax there too. Like, Lanham's covering him with the Glimmer Cape. He's got that. You got the press the attack from XSS. And now they have an Aghanim Scepter from Borax. So
I don't know how they kill people.
It is very, I mean, you need a haunt. You need to see where the Weaver is. You need to target. You have to burst down the Weaver first, right?
Right.
1700 HP, has the Aghanim Scepter. You have to hope you can get the full disable off, but again, you know, they're going to be focusing down on you. So the way that Aster are just playing right now, grouping up together and pushing, you just have to look at last game of Fnatic, and you saw how that can win a match very quickly, and why it's so hard to deal with.
Well, and Monet continues to farm, getting towards that Scotty next. There's going to be a window here where, like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's a big kill. Yawer going to be found and going to be killed off. Just farming in the jungle, didn't know where to go, and got bopped. MSS takes down Lanham, but that is not a trade you want at all.
Yeah, he did his job, right? He got the Spectre into the squad, and of course there is an issue with this build on the Spectre. It's harder to get into some of these tankier items. The Aghanims gives you much more offensive capabilities, and the HP is okay, right? But overall, you're going to have some issues
under attack.
Playing against some of these heroes when you can't get those earlier Mantas.
And Spec was so close to finishing off that Manta style at that point. Like, thinking about how much that could have changed that dynamic, but I was talking about it, the slow chip away and the slow buildup of Aster. Now a 6,000 gold lead.
And it's all going to culminate with this second Roche, like it has so many times in the past year for Dota 2.
Wait a minute. Is this a freebie? Lift up, jump in, White Album, what you doing?
The team's coming, though.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, look at the wards that he's got around him. He felt like he was safe. He felt like this was just a safe area where he could farm and finish out his BKB cooldown, right? There was still like 20 seconds left. And,
well, very well played by Quincy crew to take advantage of that and to get through those wards.
And what would be really crazy if it had been a super fast Roche. But unfortunately for Quincy crew, it's going to be 1 minute and 15 seconds till it returns. So for Aster's sake, they will have the return of White Album for the Roche fight.
What a big engagement. Like, that kickoff right there changes so much about this game, it feels like. You get a huge cut into lead and now some amount of control over the game. But this, a DD for Monet.
And you're actually allowed to, you know, hit creeps right now. Exactly. If that storm's still alive and you're missing heroes, you're starting to walk back towards your base. And core heroes dying obviously has a massive impact on your economy, much more than just the kill bounty. But, oh, this Luna, you know, Monet been the stalwart driving force at the front of this bus. Now up to level 20, has the plus 100 Lucent Beam damage talent, and is looking towards a Satanic. And when that is done, and if the Aegis is claimed for Aster, you've got to imagine they're going to feel so confident moving towards that high ground.
Well, it is going to be a fight and a half, depending upon if Quincy crew will be able to contest for that Roche, as Monet still the one up front and center.
They needed this Silver Edge done on Leslau. Like, Quinn is playing this this very mobile and around the map sort of hero, sacrificing his own farm. He's not going for the next big item. He's not going for the eggs. He's not going for the BKB. He just wants the Sanj and Kaya. He's piecing it together one by one through all these little pickoffs and mostly these little deaths that he's also finding. But now the Roche is there. The Shard is up. And how much information do they have on Quincy crew? Not a whole lot, but they are swooping in behind. They've got the right movement.
Quick enough, though. The movement just a bit too late. And with that, Aster get the Aegis and Shard.
The Treants do spot them at the very least, and of course that Shard going to be given right over to the Luna, so it's going to be the bonus attack.
And Aster, they're not messing around. They want to run right into this one and take this fight. Quinn, the smoke breaks right on both of them. The jump to the back line, finding Lena, but there's the pressing attack and the time lapse. Both of them used. Maybe a fight that could work here. They used everything on this last round. LOA walking away, but going to fall.
Okay, that seemed okay, but they still don't want to go for the jump in. As you mentioned, many tools used by Aster, but if you don't actually go for the haunt and you don't bring in the Nature's Prophet, I don't think they're really going to get that full punish on that you might want. And Aster very confidently running it down your mid lane. And what is the plan here from Quincy crew? Because they're going to start knocking on the door mighty fast.
This hurts. This one hurts a whole heck of a lot.
Leslau's pushing bottom. This is his answer.
Hoping to get a little bit of a counterplay. Don't know how well that's going to work, considering it's a Luna, but does have some chance to spawn the pull back in, time lapse.
And that's only a 20-second cooldown. How do you punish this?
It's incredibly difficult, but you can see the counterplay right now from Leslau. He's taking that bottom tier 3 tower.
And Yawar's even staying nearby, too. Of course, has some help that he can be globally available as well. So, Aster, the push and pull here, and they're not sure where to go.
Man, Leslau keeping him in this game, though. You can see this pressure down bottom has completely forced back Monet.
TV's raised that top lane too, but White Album quickly there to clean that up. So I envision now we're going to start seeing some side lane wards from Aster. I feel like they're going to want to try and go for these pickoffs onto Leslau because he's got a massive target on his back after little plays like that. And has he gotten himself towards that Silver Edge? He is getting there. And of course, that's where you really got to get things together for the big damage kill.
Smoke up again from Aster. Going to start heading back towards mid. Now, all of the lanes have been pushed out, but not super significantly. And in fact, top has got a bunch of treants that are there.
With that dual cast range talent, they're so much bolder on the Legion commanders. They're willing to jump a little bit more blind. Doesn't see anything at the moment.
Yeah, no wards in the area right now. Their main wards over in the dire triangle, but don't need wards to see up towards this high ground.
They also see a very annoying Nature's Prophet on their bottom lane here too, so they're just going high ground.
And this is going to be quick. Monet press the attack, the pull back in again, catches onto a creep actually, and now the lift up. So they will focus down these racks, and nobody else from Quincy crew can really make a play to contest this at the moment. When Luna gets ahead like this, you have to get something on the opposite side.
Yeah, and all they can do is just take back the outpost and throw the treants of the high ground. Still no contest here from Quincy. They're going to let the racks fall.
This is good, but the jump in afterwards, White Album forces out a bit of rotation, trying to cover his team's retreat. Thought about the stun, didn't call for it. And there's the press the attack, but you can see that this is going to be the trade-off. They get the tier 3 tower bottom.
And a lot of damage on the range racks too.
Yeah, not wrong. Well, wait a minute though. Wait a minute, the pullback. The haunt, it's down, Static Storm is there, and on the overrides, they're able to find the Disruptor. Trying to bring down a couple of them. Monet, they're going to leave him alone, very low HP, and White Album now turning on the LOA. There's the lift up. Leslau wants to find a kill, turning now on to White Album, the back away. They have no detection, but Leslau TPing out of that one, and does look like he's going to complete it. The buyback from the Disruptor and the buyback from LOA, they were able to get an okay fight, but they didn't burn through the Aegis.
the TP outs this game. He's getting the big reads on Leslau to ensure he has the escape. But it feels like it's only a matter of time. It feels like it's just delay at this point before you actually need the massive clash, you know?
Where's the sort of big item that turns this all around for Quincy Crew? I'm not seeing it.
I feel like it's a lot of items. I feel like they all go on your Spectre until she is absolutely massive. So Yao are doing his best to revive the Spectre with what is needed.
Delay, 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 but will it be enough delay? Because you can see right now, 8,000 gold ahead of the Spectre is the Luna. Like, that's a big hill to climb.
It's tough, too, because Nature's Prophet core is so item-based, and obviously, you know, he's doing great on Leslau. He's the top on his team, but you're kind of hoping to be that, like, second big hero on your team, right, in these situations, but he's been forced to take up so much of the farm because he's the only one who can go really deep now. Oh, Borak's actually leaving where he is. He's quite near Leslau. Still going to head on out of there and go to that bottom lane, going to join the team and pushing this tier 2. Not caring about Leslau. They're kind of going for the ignore the Nature's Prophet strat here.
It's true. Which, I mean, if you keep taking these buildings, it works pretty well. The other thing is that besides NP, there isn't really another tower hitter on Quincy Crew.
We got to go another layer here. We're pushing creeps to the base. They got to find themselves another one of these great pickoffs when someone comes back to push out one of these deep lanes, like when they got White Album the last time in the bottom lane. Now, I say that, mind you, and they are at least successful in their first mission. They have delayed out past this Aegis, and the game is still going. They're nanoracks, not good, but you're still alive.
I think that, again, the thing to consider for both of these teams is for Aster, this is a moment where so often they've been the ones that have been knocking out other Chinese teams. So often they've been the ones that have been eliminating them and then, you know, getting a good amount of criticism from their own community from it. And hoping now to actually be able to get some work done.
They let the creeps get a bit too close.
Yeah, and that's going to be the punish that you see there. So hoping to finally actually get some results at this TI would be such a win for Aster if they could make it happen.
Again, though, this great vision from Aster. A little technical issue here, but they know where Yao is right now. They know he's farming up inside the jungle, so right at his Ancients. Could potentially see some movement there. Currently, their lane's in an okay spot. We got creeps all the way down through that bottom lane and doing all right in the mid as well as pushing out top lane too. So could see a smoke here from Aster in a moment.
Definitely, and obviously want to make sure that all these players are able to play at the highest level, sort out these technical issues as quickly as possible, and get back into the game. But to sort of expand upon that point that I was talking about before, you know, in much the same way that for Aster it was this, you know, needing to perform well on big lands, the same situation exists for Quincy Crew. This is a team that has been to multiple TIs under various different organizations and not had the results that they wanted on the main event. Yeah, they've started upper bracket twice. And both times they were knocked out by OG. And this is the first time that they're going to have to be coming in through that lower bracket and be in a situation where they would go out in the best of one's elimination unless they're able to turn this back around here. Best of one Dota. It's one of those things that just, like, the pressure of the moment, you can't even imagine what it's like for all these players to be working at this point for 2 years and have it all defined potentially for you, whether it's success or failure within the scope of just this one game. And potentially devastating or amazing. Yeah, the discussion of like relaxing and just like playing Dota like it's any other game, I feel like has become a more and more common topic for pro players as they discuss like, you know, the sort of discussions they now have as teammates. And best of ones have got to be the hardest one to put that into your head, right? This is just another game of Dota. This doesn't mean anything. This is one very important game of Dota. Absolutely. To put you one step further in TI and of course get yourselves to that best of 3 because, you know, some teams, they just perform better on the bounce back. Some teams, they learn a lot from a loss, and all you can learn from this loss is a lot of pain and suffering. You're not wrong. It's a sad way to put it, but we keep it happy here at TI and the best of ones. This is the problem, right? Is that it's like in these best of ones, it's all battle and it's all bloodshed down in the bottom. The upper bracket, it's like, oh, you can make memes about it and stuff because you know they got more games to play. Yeah. There's no meme in here. Competition is the greatest thrill, and so if someone needs to lose for us to have competition, this is the necessity. So. Thank you. Too true. To the losers. To the exiters, my mistake. That's right. There you go. The exit bracket. That's the one. Yeah. This is the exit bracket for sure, as we are waiting for this tech issue to get sorted out here. Again, just state of the game, 15-12. Aster in a very commanding lead at this point. You can see Dota Plus, 80% win probability they got it set at.
Ooh, you know, that's actually surprising considering Spectre. Usually you get a little bit of a buff there. Maybe that is with the buff. It's not a good side for Quincy Crew. Usually it's like 10% kind of over the how you might actually feel. But then, you know, Spectre, of course, famous for many comebacks in very recent TIs. So could find themselves in another one on that long list of successes. But it's going to be tough, and yeah, MSS, he's feeling it. And this is good. Keep the mood light here.
Exactly.
Right? You got to make sure everyone's staying engaged. I mean, it was him who paused, so if he's chat wheeling, I have to imagine we're getting close.
Maybe that's the test.
Yeah.
The chat wheel is the test to make sure everything's working.
Maybe that's what wasn't working.
You
Maybe
know what
his
else
chat
we need
wheel
to test?
got unbound.
For all you people that are out there, you know, you give the cheers in the client. That's how we need to test to make sure that everything is working. We'll see it up there on the screen in just a second.
I like the floating letters.
You do?
Yeah, it looks nice.
Oh, absolutely.
When they're really going, you know? Totally. Fire off to the sides.
I didn't even notice that. I'm going to be completely honest. There's more focusing on the game itself. But yeah, it's sort of this, again, oh, look at them. There they go. It's only the NA broadcast, though. I don't know if the Chinese broadcasters listen to us that much.
I don't think they're listening to us.
No.
I think they have more interesting things to talk about.
Yeah, I think that it's worth, again, reiterating just like how strong of a like dual save you've got on Aster at this point with the Luna up front and center, and like how important this Aegis is.
And they're going for the triple save play in a sense, because rather than going for that ever discussed Aghanim Scepter, on him currently at least is actually eyeing up a BKB, which I love.
Okay.
Because that gives him everything. Right? I mean, eventually there's going to be a Basher, but if you can force the Basher, like the Abyssal Spectre, to jump on you as Disruptor, you've already done your job. Yeah, I'm completely happy with you at that point.
Yeah, it does feel like he has just sort of stood as such a strong stalwart force in this one. Lana being able to, you know, force either the fight on a bad term. I think again about that Yawar kill inside the Dire jungle when they're running up there, got the glimpse back, get the kill. You know, whatever the case ends up being, this is that hero that can punish mistakes in a way that it doesn't even sometimes feel like you made a mistake. It was just, I was just trying to farm there. And he got caught and killed.
Yeah, and in some games as a Spectre lineup, you have this, you know, there's unrivaled confidence going late. Like, eventually, guys, everything's going to be fine. But I would not peg this game as necessarily one of them, right? There is a Storm Spirit in this match who also tends to be one of the absolute best heroes in the late game. Just so many tools. I mean, there's a reason why some teams will just straight up first pick it every game, even if it feels like it's being countered, even if it feels like an obvious thing that you're going to do. Storm Spirit has movement. It has freedom. It has freedom almost unlike any other hero in Dota 2, simply because you can point, click, go. Oh,
and speaking of point, click, go, we're going to go right back into this one, Trent.
I got the segues.
You nailed it, man. What a brilliant performance. And as we get ready to go into this one, hopefully we will be able to see this next Roche fight and how it ends up playing out, right? You've got the potential there for not really a sneak, but it feels like at every stage, Quincy Crew haven't been able to come in. Oh no,
that was a quick pause fight.
Yeah, they were ready. They were ready. Big play.
Now that's a Dota classic.
Yeah.
They pause, you run at them, because everyone loses that brain image of where the minimap is. It's something that it flows the entire time you play Dota. You're always just thinking, okay, they were there, and they could possibly be here, and you're thinking about how far people move, and then it's like this big eraser just wipes all the chalk off the board, and you don't remember where anyone was. And well, sometimes it's a pretty big punish, and they instantly go higher, and this would be an absolutely massive punish. Look at the smoke supports way in the back.
And look at this, down bottom, there's simultaneously pressure being mounted by Leslau. They're going to glyph up the wave down there as he continues to beat away at these wrecks.
Oh, those creeps in the top lane, Leslau.
They're also going in over there. The lift up now, Monet going to get time lapse and press the attack. They have a window, wide elbow. Jumps now onto the Rubik, able to get the silence and the kill. So 2 dead, they do a buyback on Rubik, but at the tier 4
he's going top as well. Leslau, he's got the tower.
I mean, Aster, they got their eyes on the prize. They want to end this one now. Go for the tier 4 towers.
You got to fight him.
Rubik, he's back into this one. Have Aster gone in a bit too deep? They need to commit now because they've already lost those other racks on the other side. The chase down, looking for a finish. XS jumps in. The duel there onto Quinn, able to get him for the kill, but he has buyback. Buyback comes out for both of them. Chasing for more. Wanting to kill off that Mona. The jump forward. The finish. They take him down and now killing off wide of them. Have they been able to open this one up?
It's very expensive though on the side of Quincy Crew, and there are buybacks here from Aster, but what a hold there. It cost them a lot.
Wow. That was huge. Now again, you have this big win condition where Quincy crew only have one buyback left on this Nature's Prophet, and Roche, it's a long spawn. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Is indeed a painful one for them, and you know, there's actually a little treat left in their base from Aster, a ward that got dropped down in this fight here, but you can see that pressure that was on them looking for the base race plays. You can see how it really forced the hand of Aster. They felt like they had to do something special.
Oh, wait a minute now. In these best of ones, things always become so tense, and they gotta try and force out the buybacks. You get it from the Luna, you get it from the Legion. Tier 2 dead, Tier 3 assaulted. White Album, he's jumping, testing the waters, but going to back out. How crazy is this? It's down to 4K gold lead now, and more importantly, like objective-wise, you can actually see a pathway for Quincy crew to win this off the back of just a little bit of insanity for Leslau.
Total chaos factor coming into play here, and now we're going to be looking towards that Roche and wondering what'll be there as well.
True.
Gifted from Roche. Either team, I mean, imagine an Aghanims for Storm would just be probably the best that you could get here.
Oh man, this is that tense moment here. You've got the Aeon disc done. They're underneath a ward. Aster going to D ward now. But those like little random walks into a vision, it could so quickly go terribly. And now, if you're Aster, you also have to prep for potentially pressure onto tier 4s and Throne of their own. Smoke up. 4 heroes gonna go around the pit. Still a minute before it's gonna respawn. Leslau in vision, but will back out afterwards as they try and hold this area.
Another smoker from Quincy, but they're playing blind. They don't see anything ahead of them.
Trying to do some vision and scouting with these Trance Monet.
All they can do is push the waves, right? That's their vision key right now, is trying to get bottom lane shoving it, top lane shoving it. They see that Storm is down there dealing with it.
Press the attack now.
That's the big haunt.
Looking for more. What can they find? There's the jump in. The duel on the other side. Able to catch up the Legion. Trying to blow up and they killed her. Dead for 2 minutes. And with that Quincy crew, as they open this game up, they buy back now on the Legion. White Album BKB, but the chase down is coming. Quincy crew streaming in. And White Album, where you going? As they run him down through the mid lane, get the silence. They're dead with no buyback. Unbelievable. As they got their eyes set for these tier 4 towers.
The emotions are just staring at each other. They're not sure what to do. The call's been made. They're running for the tier 4.
Okay, don't worry. He's ready. He knows. He's hungry. He wants a way to move on in TI. As the tier 4s will fall Aster. How quickly things fall apart. GG.
Easy for Leslau. Unbelievable play on the Nature's Prophet to put the pressure when they're coming to your high ground. He's knocking at the back door, and they didn't know what to do. They panicked, and Quincy crew pulled an incredible fight to stave off. I mean, that game looked like they were in so much trouble.